Independence is the Vibe podcast. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Independence is a Vibe. Because it is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we formerly known as Real Talk with Chris and Travis, but we changed the name. I feel like Independence is a Vibe suits us well.
Yeah, because, being two disabled people, but we very independent, and independence, like the title says, it's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it take work, but it's got a good feeling to it, don't you think?
Yes, sir. I feel like, independence is always a good thing, being able to get up and go as I please, just be able to do whatever.
Right, because you want to be included in society, so that may require you to be more independent.
Yes, sir.
We've both been in situations having to wait for people and depend on other people, and sometimes it's all good and sometimes it's not.
I mean, it was a blessing being able to have somebody to help out, but
oh yeah,
you always want to have your own
plan B.
Yeah, plan B.
You got to have that backup plan, man.
Yes, sir.
So just like the format with the other show, we normally introduce a topic, and the topic for today is getting out of your own way.
Yeah, man.
Just start now.
You gotta get out your own way, always, overthinking things, always, saying, oh, I was born into this family, so I have a disadvantage because we don't have this, and this. You gotta get out the way and figure it out,
Right. And, if y'all followed the podcast for a long time, then we always talk about technology.
Mm-hmm.
Technology have access to a lot of resources. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, whatever it is you're trying to start, there's something or someone that you can connect with that will get you the information at least to get you started.
Yeah, man. We live in a digital era right now, so I mean, I ain't really no excuses. That's how I feel. You got YouTube University, you got Google University, you got all these different search engines to, for whatever you want to know.
Right.
I mean, I feel like sometimes, I might get in my own way sometimes.
Man, I'm pretty sure I have gotten in my own way and tripped myself up plenty times. It's, you say it's no excuses, right?
Right.
And one thing I think that makes people stop or hesitate or get in their own way is fear.
Fear can paralyze you.
Yeah. And sometimes just don't be fearful. Don't be afraid. Deal with stuff when it happened. Don't think your way into a problem. You see what I'm saying? I even say deal with something if it happens, not when it happens.
I mean, the unknown is always fearful, man. Not knowing what might happen.
But you don't have to let it stop you, though.
Nah, you can't let it stop you.
Right.
You gotta be you take risks every day. You do.
Yeah.
Every time you walk out your house, your apartment, whatever, you taking a risk. Every time you get behind that wheel, you taking a risk.
Yeah, that's true too.
You walk down the street, you taking a risk.
Yeah, which is very true.
Yeah.
And I think that there are some ways that you can get out of your own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One way I think that you get out of your own way is look for somebody that wants to do what you want to do, like social media,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, YouTube. If other people have done it, then that means it's possible for you to do it too.
Right.
No matter what that is. For me, cooking was a thing that for a long time I thought, not that it couldn't be done, I thought it would be very hard for me.
Yeah.
And now I see with the right help and the right technology that it's not hard for me.
Yeah, man, cooking was scary for me at one point too. At one point I had stopped cooking for a while because this one time I was making some French fries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put the grease, I had the grease too high. I forgot to, test it out, put like a little bit of water in there to see how much it popped.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was just put the French fries in there, and all of a sudden, poof.
They were still frozen.
Yeah. I was like, man, grease was splashing everywhere. the burner started to spark a little. I'm like, oh snap, I'm finna burn the house now.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, being fearful will always stop you from doing something.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess it just depends on what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's good to think about the bad and the good, but most times you don't want to think about that stuff too long.
Right.
Because it will make you not move.
Just get out the way, man.
Right.
Just get out the way. Like Luda say, move. Get out the way.
You know, so I think that, especially when it comes to being disabled and being more independent, you know, you have to get out of your own way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be hesitant, don't be fearful. You know what I'm saying? And even if you do run into some situations that could cause fear, you got to tell yourself, like, every situation is not going to be like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can't find somebody to help you, keep looking. You're going to eventually come across somebody to help you.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't live your life in fear or be hesitant your whole life.
That's true. I mean, I feel like people, like if you have a disability, a lot of times you might hear, oh, you can't do this, so, you know, that's probably going to stop you your whole life from accomplishing X, Y, Z, you know?
Yeah.
But you can't listen to that. You got to be like, you know, I might have a disadvantage, but I'm still going to get it done.
Right.
By any means.
Right. You know, and that's the whole thing is like, how bad do you want what you want?
Yeah.
You know, are you willing to go through 100 no's to get that yes?
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. You know, and I've been doing some research on some different things, and one thing I saw, it was like, you know, the research said, find your motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes motivation is not right in front of you. Sometimes you got a lot of walls in front of you. But that motivation, you know, that starts in your mind. So you got one way to get out of your own way is find your motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you want to do what you want to do?
Right.
You know, why is it that you want to make more money? Why is it that you want to have better health?
Yeah.
You know, why is it that you want to, for me, like, I want to get a six-pack hard as this house we see me in. I'm tired of drawing it on with a marker. You know, but I don't want to look like Dwayne Johnson. I want to look like me, but I just, you know, want a harder body. You know, but the motivation is, you know, why do you want what you want?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it's just knowing that you're gifted in a certain area, or you may want to be better in certain areas.
Right.
You know, so I feel like, you know, find out why you want what you want, because you're the only one that knows what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else can know what you want for you.
Yeah.
You know, you got to know what you want. The problem is knowing how to get to what you want. You know, so
You may not know how to get to what you want.
that's part of the fun.
You know, a lot of times it's like solving a puzzle.
Okay.
You gotta figure out the pieces, man. That's basically how life is anyway. You just figuring out the pieces every day as you go.
Yeah. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Life have a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pieces.
You might just get one piece each day. I mean, but as long as you get something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It might be hard some days you might not get nothing. But I mean, hey, you gotta keep going.
Right. You know, and I feel like part of my motivation for doing anything that I do, even like this podcast, right? I want multiple streams of income. You see what I'm saying? Because money is not everything, but it is necessary.
Do you think money is a motive?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You think so? So you think people should chase money?
I don't think people should chase money. Hold on, I lost my train of thought.
I feel like it shouldn't be all about the money, my opinion.
Right, because people like people that take jobs they don't like.
Yeah.
But they keep working them, and they've been working them for years, but they don't like the job. It's like, why would you do the job if you don't like it? Because of the money.
It's got to be a miserable feeling.
It is, but then their motivation may be, I'm trying to get the money so I can keep a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, or just keep a certain level of happiness. But if money,
You hate what you're doing, that money ain't gonna really satisfy you.
right, right. Some people have lost jobs that was making them a lot of money,
Yeah.
and they was miserable, and then they found another job making that same amount of money and was still miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like money is a motivation, but it depends on the person. Some people are not motivated by money,
Yeah.
But for the people who are, it's like they never have enough. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a place I want to be in. I want to be able to have money to do things with my family and for my family. But if we not able to do the things we want to do, we still be happy. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of a hard line to draw, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I've been hearing people saying like, if I get 10 million, I want to get 20 million. If I get 20, I want to figure out how to get 40.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, once I hit a certain number, I ain't working that hard.
Right.
I'm gonna be on cruise control.
Now I have heard people say that, making money is hard, but making a lot of money is not hard. And I was like, they're gonna have to say that again because I ain't get it. They was like, once you figure out what works for you, because doing what somebody else did might not be for you.
Mm-hmm.
But once you figure out what works for you and you start making money, you will see different opportunities to make money in different areas. And that's how you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which makes it not hard. Because you're going to flow where you flow at.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I feel like once you start making money, I feel like it's easy from that point on. I feel like the money gonna start chasing you.
Right. So that's why I was trying to say earlier, like, I don't want to chase money. I just want to tell the money where I'm going to be and it can meet me there. See what I'm saying? Like, leave a memo.
Yeah, I want the money to work for me.
Right.
I'm asleep. Money's still working.
Right. Because y'all imagine, like, going to sleep and waking up to $100,000. Like, just,
That was a good night.
He said that was a good night. Yes.
That's a good night.
Money isn't everything, but it's necessary. But your peace and your mental health is also necessary. So, part of being independent is being able to function on your own, whether you disabled or not. Because there are some able-bodied people that feel like they have to have somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be okay with being with just you.
Yeah.
For your own peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole different subject. I ain't gonna even dive into that. I just, but this whole podcast is supposed to be set up like a conversation. So we just conversing.
But I feel like getting out your own way is also a mindset thing too.
Yeah, it starts in your mind.
You got the right mindset, man. You can accomplish anything.
Yeah, because the right mindset will keep you motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on what you want.
Yeah.
People want to be happy, or they say they want to be happy, but is your happiness wrapped up in stuff, or is your happiness just, it's like it come from you?
Mm-hmm.
If I got a bunch of money, I'm happy. If I don't have a bunch of money, I'm not happy. If I got somebody, I'm happy. If I don't have nobody, I'm not happy. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Like, what is your happiness rooted in?
You determine your own happiness.
Exactly. Some people ain't figured that out yet. But
you also create your own luck.
Because I don't typically believe in luck.
You don't believe in luck?
Because people like, man, you can have bad luck, you can have good luck. I'm like, well,
nah.
I don't know.
You don't know about the luck?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like kind of like creating your own life, how you want your life to be.
Okay.
You create that yourself,
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing, I guess.
Some things may take time, but you do create it yourself.
Yeah.
That's very true. Right. I don't know, like, when people use the word luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I see it as is like, you could call it chance, increasing probability. Like, it's a high percentage chance that today everything gonna go right, and I get everything accomplished that I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens if that doesn't happen? Does that mean you just had some bad luck today, or you just ain't worked hard enough, or see what I'm saying? Like,
you just pivot. You try a different way. You pretty much, okay, I did this and that, it didn't work, so I need to figure out how to do a different way. So I'm gonna pivot this time. I'm gonna come at this angle now.
Okay. So basically, it's just like I know this is gonna work. For example, wanting to have multiple streams of income and wanting to have your own business. Okay, for me, I tried affiliate marketing, right? I tried freelance writing. I tried learning making beats. I did a bunch of different things, and it's like nothing popped yet. You see what I'm saying? And it's like I wonder, did I just not try hard enough with the stuff, or did I stop it too soon? Did I not do enough research? See what I'm saying? But all of that is part of the journey. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, like when you start something, people might start stuff and they say, okay, I made a post or I did this and that, but I mean, you gotta go at it like a full-time job. Like when you're working somebody's job, when you're working 8 hours, you gotta put that same amount of time in.
Yeah. And see, I realized too, you have to know you. And when I say know you, that means know what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
Because I found that out with me. All of the stuff I tried, I enjoyed. Like, okay, let's just say affiliate marketing, right? I enjoy researching the products and setting the stuff up, but then I realized I don't like posting on social media. I don't mind creating the content. I just don't like you got to post it this time. You have to post this many times a day. You have to. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So people say, well, why don't you, set up the little thing where it's automatic, so it'll do it for you.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, you have to first, like with Instagram, right? They say learn a platform and stick with that platform. Instead of trying to do everything all at once. So with Instagram, you have to get your first 100 followers, and once you have your first 100 followers, then you know a schedule that you can post on. But before that, you are just randomly posting until you can get 100 followers.
Yeah.
But there's no telling how long that would take.
That's for anything.
And I was like, see, I don't.
That's for anything, though.
That's why I say I know me. I know, like I don't like posting on social media, but I understand that that's part of business. Like there are other avenues you can take that don't involve social media, or you can wait till you have the financing to pay somebody to do all that for you. Because another thing I hate is having to come up with content ideas every day.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but it is a lot of work on top of doing the work for your actual business. So I was like, man, I just realized, like, I don't like posting on social media.
Yeah.
But I am a person who will do whatever he have to do because it's part of the process. If I want to get here, I have to do this. Just like getting in shape, you have to work out at least a couple times a week.
Gotta put the muscle behind it, man.
Right? But then too, you may have to stick to a certain diet, and that's hard too. You see what I'm saying? So, I just go back to finding the motivation, because sometimes your motivation run out. Why am I doing this?
If you let it.
That's what I'm saying. I think
feel like it run out just because people maybe watching the numbers, or they're more concerned about not getting support. I mean, you got to be your own motivator, though.
So do you think that there's a way that sometimes you have to find a way to feed your motivation as well?
Yeah.
I think everything connects, like one thing to the other. You got to get out of your own way and just start sometime. But then you start, and you start running out of that fire that you had in the beginning. Yeah. So just like with life itself, you have to find a motivation to keep going sometime, because life will sneak punch you. It'll sneak attack you.
You got to sneak back.
So, I think that part of...
I feel like to keep the motivation up, you got to think about what the end goal is.
That's good.
That's what you got to focus on, your end goal. If you got a family, kids, you got to think about, my end goal is to be able to provide my family with X, Y, Z, and be able to do whatever, That's got to be your end goal.
I like that. I like that. Talking about digging in, finding your motivation, because you're trying to get...
you're trying to make a better way for yourself, your family, or whatever.
Right. And I think that if you want it bad enough, see, I think a lot of people too, they get caught up in I want to be able to chill when I want to chill.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning of it,
That's nice.
You may not be able to chill so much.
Yeah.
You got to work toward that.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, and I'm guilty of this myself, if it don't happen fast enough, it's just like, I'm going to move on to something else.
That's how
I dedicated 6 months. I dedicated a year, 2 years. I didn't get what I wanted. I'm going to move on to something else.
That's not how it works. Some people I know been doing entrepreneurship for like, they'll be followed for like, they've been doing it for like 10, 11 years, and they finally reaping the benefits.
Were they doing the same thing for 10, 11 years, or it was just different stuff?
Same thing.
So it's just sticking with
They
it.
just stuck with it.
Okay.
But they may have pivoted
A little bit.
a little bit. You gotta stick with it.
And see, I do believe in, like, you get frustrated, take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
But come right back to it. Like, don't take a break for a year. You might take a break for a day, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Today I ain't working on no music. I'm going to just lay on the couch and watch TV. But then after I done watch TV, it's like, you know what? I'm going to get back to this music.
Sometimes you gotta have accountability too. Like, did you really put the work in?
Yeah.
Like, are you really going hard?
Because if you like, I'm going to be accountable to myself.
Yeah.
Yourself is going to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Don't go in the studio today. Why? Because you don't have no inspiration. You see what I'm saying? Like,
some people be like, man, I work 5 minutes on my business. It's like, but you go on that job and work 8 hours and bust your behind and get a pat on your back.
Yeah.
And a sticker.
Because they know they're going to get a guaranteed paycheck.
Right.
But then if I'm an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
the paycheck's going to come in, but it's going to take more time.
Yeah.
And see, when you got bills and a family, it be pressing on you. It's hard, but like you said, you have to imagine that end goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just seeing yourself as...
The reward is so much bigger.
Right. I remember when I was punching clocks. Mm-hmm. Now I'm waking up and looking at a PayPal account or a bank account with XYZ in it. Like,
right.
I don't know. Sometimes I think it make you a little scared. Like, it looks like it's never going to happen. So you fall back on, I'm going to just do what I used to do.
You gotta fight the negative thoughts. You can't believe it, man.
That was good, too. I like how all of this is connected to being more independent. Whether you are disabled, whether you're not disabled, you may be a person who is in the adult age, but you live with your parents. Mm-hmm. And you're not taking care of your parents. They're not sick. They're not having health problems or nothing. Yeah. That's a little different if your parents are having health problems. So if anybody see this, I'm not saying if you're grown and you're still living with your parents that you're wrong. I'm just saying if you want to be out from under your parents, find some motivation. By all means, do the right things. Yeah. But you may have to stick with whatever it is that you do. Mm-hmm. Don't let the negativity become your end. A lot of people want their own business. Mm-hmm. I've met people who didn't want their own business, and it was a surprise to me. Yeah. Because they told me, they was like, nah, I think it's too much work to have your own business. So they say they'd rather just punch a clock until they retire. And I was like, but retirement seems like it's going away. Like, it's not big as it used to be.
Yeah, the retirement age is what, like
70?
60 something? Or 70?
I thought it was 70 now.
Oh, it might be 7. Who wants to retire at 70?
Not me. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Life and money is meant to be enjoyed. Yeah. And I feel like the older you get, the harder it gets to enjoy certain things. Mm-hmm. You want to be able to enjoy stuff while you have the energy to do that. Yeah. And the older you get, you tend to lose energy. Right. So I don't know, man. I feel like independence is huge depending on how you look at it. Some people are perfectly okay with, I'm going to stay with my parents or whoever this person is and let them take care of me my whole life. If parents pass, they take over their parents' house, cars, their bank accounts, whatever. They have nothing of their own. Some people are okay with that. I don't see how that's okay.
Nah, I wouldn't be cool with that.
Me either.
I
But see, we got that drive though.
I
Some
gotta
people
have
don't
my
have
own.
that.
Gotta have my own.
Yeah, it's nothing like your own.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing like your own. I just don't understand how a person could not want to have their own.
I mean, like, it boils down to, what you want out of life, though. Your work ethic.
Yeah.
Your motivation, like we were just talking about. What do you want? If you don't want nothing, then hey, that makes perfect sense to that kind of person.
You know, I don't like, how could you not want anything? Like, I know life got some bad points to it, but life have a lot of good. You just gotta choose stuff, and some stuff is making the right choices. I understand that, but sometimes though, sometimes it's fun getting out the mud. I put it that way. You gotta see a challenge as something fun.
It might not be fun while it's happening, but once you actually make it to the what they call the mountaintop, and you look down, you're like, I was going through this, and this.
Yeah.
And it prepared me to the point I'm at now.
Right.
And at that point, you can laugh about it.
I've noticed that listening to like a lot of rap songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers talk about that. You know how they used to have to struggle to like eat and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They used to mop floors and had to do different things to get money and all of that. And it was like they never thought they would see the end of working a 9 to 5.
Like Drake said, man, started from the bottom, now we're here.
So I mean, yeah, it's crazy how long as you don't stop, don't put no limitations on yourself. That's why we say, this episode is about getting out of your own way. Basically, don't stop yourself. It's different when you got somebody trying to stop you that you got to fight through, but fighting yourself, it should not happen.
I mean, life gonna knock you down, really.
Oh yeah, it's going.
You gotta be prepared for that, man. Life gonna always come with a curveball every time.
Yep.
Man, you gotta be prepared for that. And be like, you know what? Get knocked down 10 times, I'm gonna keep getting up. The 11th time might be the time I'll make it to where I'm going.
I don't know, man. I know one of my favorite gospel rappers, Andy Mineo, he said sometimes life make you so comfortable that you stop being hungry. He said when we get fat, he said I'm just talking knowledge wise, not physically fat, but just when you have access to so much stuff, you get comfortable and you fall out of touch with the person who was struggling financially, getting on grinding every day. Now your money long, so you're not grinding every day, and you just like that hunger that I had, that drive, that thirst is gone. And I think he's right.
So you don't think once you get to like a certain point, I mean, you shouldn't be working that hard no more?
Working hard and working is two different things.
Okay.
I think that you should still work, but you're not killing yourself for a paycheck.
Yeah.
In other words, when the economy change and stuff go up, but your money don't go up, right? Something in you ought to wake up and be like, something's wrong. I need to do something about this. But sometimes people are right. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you start noticing changes in your body, but you don't change your routine until you have a major problem.
Right.
And then sometimes you get to that major problem and it's too late to fix it.
Right.
Because you didn't, like you say, you didn't pivot when stuff started changing.
Right.
So, that's why I say I think that if you get to a certain level of comfort, you know what I'm saying, you start letting things slide, you're not really paying attention like you normally would, you know what I'm saying? And
you slipping.
Yeah.
Can't be out here slipping.
The ground always wet, man. But, when you used to running with tires that don't slip, you just, I gotta pay attention, I ain't gonna slip, and then you slip.
Don't let nobody catch you slipping out here.
So I think that, you have to know what you want, but be aware of the process to getting to what you want. And then once you get what you want, it's like, I can relax now. You know what I'm saying? You can relax, but don't relax too much, if that make any sense.
Yeah.
I know once my money is passive and residual and stuff like that, I'm just really paying attention to my peace. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta fight for your peace. You know,
is
it's everything. It's
everything.
Peace is more than money.
Oh yeah.
It's worth more than money.
Definitely.
But sometimes money can buy you the things that will make you have more peace. If that makes sense. In other words, instead of me having to ask for a driver, right, with the right money, I could buy a car that drives itself.
Yeah.
Versus waiting for somebody. Now I'm frustrated because I was ready to go 10 minutes ago.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
You got the right kind of money, you're gonna have a driver that's gonna always be there.
I don't know. Sometimes people let you down.
If you got a driver that you paying, like a chauffeur,
yeah, and
they let you down, oh, you fired. You fired.
You know, they say money don't buy you. That's funny. You know, money don't buy happiness. I'm trying to find out. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it buy you temporary happiness.
So it don't buy you joy, because that's two different things.
You pay for that kind of stuff. Pay for joy.
No, not joy, but you could be happy though.
Temporarily. I feel like people, I mean, if money give you happiness, then why you got billionaires and millionaires
killing themselves?
Because
it don't buy you happiness.
It's smoke and mirrors, man. It's a delusion. I mean, it's nice to have, but don't make it, your God.
Yup. Yeah, you could say that one again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, I know that there are people who have hardly have anything, but they happy. Like, you talk to them, they just like, bro, I'm good. It's like, but you barely.
They have peace,
Yeah. Do you think that it's also true that the more stuff you have, the less peace you have?
It, like I said, it depends on
the person.
Some
people need a lot of stuff. Some people don't need.
If you're making this, you cherishing this stuff, and you're making it your God, then of course you're not gonna have peace and happiness. It's gonna be temporary, because if you gotta keep on buying stuff just to be happy, that's an issue.
Yep.
Something wrong with you.
Sometimes people don't realize they have issues.
Yeah.
They just like, man, this is normal life. Like, it don't have to be normal for you.
Like buying all these cars and houses. Like, how many cars and houses do you need? You can only
drive
one and sleep in one house a night. So I mean,
I find that weird too. I understand the cars, because you may like different models of cars, but it's like with the houses, like you want to live in a different house every night? Like, bro, what?
Nah, I will say, if I had that kind of money, I would have a house in different places because of different seasons. I enjoy being in those different places because of the season.
Right, and if you can have your houses where they pay for like in cash or something like that, it's cheaper than getting like a vacation spot, like a hotel or condo, stuff like that. See, I understand like getting multiple houses from a business standpoint, but when you just, I made $1 million, I'm gonna go buy 2 or 3 houses. It's like, for what? What you doing with them?
Right.
Man, I just want to have multiple houses. Okay, but what are you doing with them though?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's my, like, buying stuff just to have it. Like, it's futile, man.
When I'm not in those houses, I'm making money from them.
Yeah, I'm renting them out.
Yeah, renting them out, whatever. I'm getting paid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, y'all. I mean, we changed the name to Independence is the Vibe. Formerly known as Real Talk with Christian Travis.
Right.
So I mean,
and we switched the name up because I kind of feel like, man, we wanted something more direct, I guess I could say. We're going to start doing things a little differently. We're going to start having, interviews with people and just trying to get more exposure, not just for us, but to expose our audience. Like I said before, you may be somebody that's newly disabled or somebody that's been disabled for a while and you're trying to figure out some things, or you may have, be the parent of a disabled child who was growing up, and you trying to figure out some things for your child before they get to a certain age.
Yeah.
So we trying to kind of, you know, get interviews with people that have jobs and get them to tell us about what they do, you know, for a living, and how somebody who may be disabled could do that same thing.
Yeah.
But all of it is geared toward, you know, financial freedom, time freedom, you know, independence, because it is a vibe, you know. So
yeah,
we're trying to get there.
So if y'all want to collab, you know, hit us up. Don't be afraid, you know.
Right.
Let's work.
Because we definitely trying to get out our own way.
Absolutely. But y'all stay tuned for more content, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And we'll be back with another one.
And stay tuned.
We out.
Peace. You can edit this.